Tell me how you learn. That's the motto of our podcast, in which people share their personal experiences, tips and insights on learning. My name is Ulrike Reinhardt and I'm your host. Today we are in Nazaré, 1 hour north of Lisbon. Nazaré is famous for its big waves and the big wave surfers. It's their Mecca. Toby Cunningham, our guest today, is one of them. Toby moved from California to Nazaré 7 years ago. He wanted to be close to the ocean and these incredibly powerful waves. He can see and hear them from his apartment. Toby started surfing big waves when he was only 16 years old. In 2003, he won the XXL Biggest Paddle Award with what was then a world record wave of 56 feet. Toby, who considers himself an inquisitive, autodidactic learner, he doesn't like to learn in classrooms, splits his time between cryptocurrency and the ocean. Until today, he says he's ready to learn on every step he takes, and it is necessary.
To surf Nazaré, I had to learn how to maneuver my way around the ocean, especially in like bigger surf, and how to calm down and stuff. And through that, it takes years to do that, you know? So, and it's actually a passion of mine. So it's pretty easy to want to learn how to do it. Otherwise, if you're not passionate about something and you're trying to learn something, it's useless. Essentially, I go for my strengths, and I knew that the ocean is my strength.
So looking back on your surf career, what were some big moments you remember when you say, wow, there I've really taken away something?
Oh, okay. So I think the first day I've ever surfed big waves, like big waves. I went to a big wave spot, and I was asking people on the way out, hey, how do you survive a wipeout? You know, like, what do you do and stuff? And, you know, I just remember a lot of people kind of piecing together a puzzle for me.
How do you prepare for such an event, you know, going out there when you know tomorrow is going to be a big day, the waves are coming in?
I just want to make sure I have a really good team together. And other than that, I don't really do anything differently. For instance, you know, I know a lot of people here, they do breath holding and all that stuff. And I don't really do that. I don't do actually any breath hold training because like it's in your mind here. Like if you have a 20 meter wave or whatever, it's going to smash on top of you. I don't care how good you are at holding your breath. If you can't keep a calm mind, then you're gonna die.
I think this path out there, I've been watching probably little waves, you would consider them little waves, but still the guys, you know, the path between the beauty of the wave and the nature and then the power of destruction on the other side, it's pretty narrow.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
But
it's a fine line.
You go out every day, but what keeps you going?
Definitely passion. I love being out in the ocean when it's huge. I've always liked that. So ever since I was a kid, I always wanted bigger, bigger waves every time. Like I just wasn't satisfied.
With what kind of color would you adjust learning?
I guess blue. It's the ocean keeps me going. Yeah.
And when you think about animals,
yeah,
from what kind of animal would you love to learn something?
Oh, I think dogs. I mean, they can get away with anything, like anything. I love learning from dogs. So they're always happy. They love just being in the moment with you. And so in other words, you could be thinking about 20 different things or whatever, and dogs are just happy to be with you. Yeah. That's it. So
When you learn, what kind of role does the digital play there?
The digital, like the internet.
Yeah.
So the internet's great for learning because, you know, before when I was growing up, I didn't have the best people in the world at certain things teaching me. Whereas now I have if I want to search out how to code, I'm going to go to the best coder in the world and see what they teach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to learn from the best. I'm not going to learn from the second. I'm not going to learn from the third best. I'm going to learn from the best.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite formats? Do you prefer video, podcasts, or?
Definitely YouTube. Definitely YouTube. So for instance, if I want to learn something, I go straight to YouTube.
So how has your passion, this surfing, how has this influenced what you do else in your life?
Definitely a lot. I think surfing has definitely influenced me a lot through my life because I realize what I'm capable of. And so it made me really confident in my ability to acclimate myself to whatever environment I'm in. And so that gives me a lot of confidence. In other words, I can just do anything I want to do, essentially, as long as I put my mind to it and I'm passionate about it and I'm consistent. So I think consistency is like the biggest thing actually that I've learned through this is because, if you're consistent with things that you're going to, and you try to be the best in the world at it, you're going to be freaking good at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's really important.
You were saying earlier that, that you had quite some people who were guiding you along the process. If a guide or a coach or a teacher would make any kind of mistake, which kind of mistake would you apologize?
Oh, mistakes you need to do mistakes because they're like building blocks of your learning process. So if you don't make mistakes, then you're doing something wrong probably.
And if you would have to pick one big learning experience or one big event out there, what would it be?
I guess I wiped out pretty hard 2 years ago. And in my mind, I just wanted a wave. This is what I was here for. I wanted a wave. I've been through some crazy wipeouts before, so I'm like, all right, I can handle it. So I got towed into a really big wave, and then ended up losing all my speed at the bottom of the wave, which I shouldn't have been there in the first place, and got almost knocked out by the explosion of the wave. And so I was underwater, and I could hear like this ringing in my ears, because if a boxer gets hit really hard, ringing will happen in its ears. So it was a slight concussion. So I was underwater and I was pinching myself like, am I awake? And think, okay, I can feel it. I'm pinching myself really hard just to make sure I can feel it. And then I came up and I didn't have a rescue ski. So that was really important. I needed a rescue ski out there that day. And so a couple other people came in to rescue me. They ended up flipping their ski. And, that just turned into complete chaos. So that was one of the really good learning experiences, or it was a tough learning experience because it was embarrassing.
So what kind of advice would you give to people who are coming here and want to surf the big wave?
Advice? Well, I think the hardest thing that they'll have to learn is actually the human aspect of everything out here. So in other words, surfing is the easy part. Driving is actually somewhat the easy part as well, compared to how hard it is to find a team out here.
Yeah, so my last question would be, how do you bring these big waves together with Bitcoins? What do you do in another part of your life?
Oh, so going surfing, I can go have the most amazing day ever. Once I'm on land, I forget about surfing. I'm straight towards digital.
Okay, Thanks a lot, Toby.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So this is it. The latest episode of Tell Me How You Learn. We hope you liked it and thanks for listening. I wish you a wonderful time wherever you are. Stay safe and tune in again to Tell Me How You Learn, the podcast brought to you by Time for You.